it's me. I'm back briefly. I'm at my mother's at the moment, dealing with a family bereavement, and so what I'm actually doing is taking a break every so often, and today was one of those breaks. Every couple of days I have a couple of days to gain my sanity back. Over the week I received this lump of wood, it was to start with a Hock iron in it, and that was the reason why I bought it. It's this huge thick Hock iron, quite dinky, 1.25 inches. Hello Alfie, you there? Hello. And I wanted it for a little block plane out of ebony, but having got it, I looked at the piece of wood and I thought, well, that's a nice bit of wood, and it was really badly engineered in terms of the geometry of the mouth, so I whittled a bit of that away, and fortunately there was enough meat left on it to redo the geometry, take the wedge out, get a new wedge, make a new wedge which is just shy of the irons. That gives me enough room to tap it in and tap it sideways laterally. So that was the plan, and tuned it up a bit. The sole was I think this is, do you know what, I don't know what this is. I think it's Bubinga, one of the Bubingas, but I've made a Bubinga wedge and it's slightly redder, so it could be, I think it is. Anyway, it was too nice a piece of wood to waste, so I flattened the sole, and lo and behold, having tested it, it turned out to be brilliant, so I kept it, and I've just turned it into, basically copied Mr. Barron's jointer a little bit. Have still got the front to do, but just making a lot narrower, and eventually I will build a fence similar to the one on his. Let's see if I can get this to work like that, and screwed it. Now that is Bubinga, but I think obviously it's got oil on it, so don't know, jury's out on that one. Could even be mahogany of some sort, might be a bit soft, but anyway, the plan is to see how it goes. At least I've got the iron still if I need it. Just to show you, it's rather nice, and it's because it's such a thin iron, a narrow iron, it's quite easy to push. Sorry Roy, it's a bit of pine, but as you can see, you can take quite thin shavings off, and just a little tap of the iron, and we are taking acres off. You know, it's the sound. Pretty damn good. Don't you just love that sound? And that is the result. So, you know, I'm pretty impressed with that. You could do some serious jointing with this on small boards, but it's really easy to push and quite comfortable, because I'm actually going to sculpture the back to smooth it round and dink that down a little bit, and then we'll end up with something rather attractive, I think, a Krenov style. So anybody that's interested in making a plane, a lump of wood like this, and it's been sliced two sides, you cut the mouth geometry. There's no ears or anything to worry about because it's a bridge wedge, and you just cut the bed to whatever angle you want. I think this is about 40. Looks about 45 degrees to me. I haven't looked at it. And then you cut a throat, a peg across. This looks to be wood, and a little bridge inside. As long as you get the wedge geometry right, which the old one wasn't, and that's one of the main reasons why it didn't work. You See if we can just square this up a bit. And you've got yourself a plane. And do you know, it's really quite difficult to actually see the join once you glue it back together again. Yeah, you can't really see it. And once you contour it, it disappears really with the contour. If you're really clever, you can put chamfers on the side to the point of transition, and then you get that disappears then, because it actually ends up at the point. So that's another thing to possibly think about. Just while I'm here, we were talking about stop planing. When you've got a really long board, if you stop plane, just do the little bit at the beginning first, and assuming this is a not flat piece of stock, you're actually going halfway, and because you haven't got a long reach, you're actually flattening everything off. And then when you've finished getting it roughly right, one long pass will give you an edge that hasn't got, because when you're planing, if you tend to put more pressure as you lean forward, and similarly at the back you tend to put more pressure in an upwards direction. You don't know you're doing it, but that causes the board to have a curve to it, and this is in one of the and that's the worst scenario for jointing, because you have two pieces that you're joining together and the ends have got a gap. Ideally you need a gap slightly in the middle, so that when you the two pieces together, you've got a tiny gap in between, and when you glue them and spring them together, they actually spring together, and that gives you an absolutely perfect joint. But so that's a Krenov basket case, plain, £16, $20, including a Hock iron on eBay. Amazing what you can find, and an inspiration for anybody that wants to make their first tool. And as you can see, an amazing tool it is. Anybody wants to do it. So that's it for today. I'm going to reshape that a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer, and hopefully put some pictures up. But that's it for today. I've lost my bleeding thing. I can't. I'll have to come and switch it off. See you later.